20 years ago, one man went on a forum asking about a Sky High VHS tape.
Hi, I'm in desperate search for a copy of Sky High on VHS.
Why collect them? They're useless.
You do realize you're wasting money on this. These things will never go up in value, never be in demand.
Wherever you are, Mr. Just Myself, user of the DV Dizzy forums with the Ron Swanson profile pic, I am wishing you the best. I could really use his help right now. Because we just got ourselves a copy of Sky High on VHS, ooh-wee! This is another one of those strange, rare, late VHS releases exclusive to the Disney Movie Club, similar to Cars, Chicken Little, and the Wild. I like this tape because it just cuts the bullshit. No coming soon, no previews, just straight up starts with Sky High, Disney's little superhero comedy. Now we've been getting an inescapable onslaught of superhero, like, everything in the last 25 years. They're deeply tied to every facet of entertainment now, but even in 2005, I remember thinking, really? Disney's doing a movie about a superhero family again? Isn't this kind of been there, done that? And I don't just say that because Incredibles released some months prior, but no. Also, I just thought they made this already with the Disney Channel original movie, Up, Up, and Away.
Who watches them?
Anybody remember that one? No? It's another Disney movie where the main kid's mom and dad are superheroes, but he himself doesn't seem to have any powers. They even got the big shiny suits. They even ride a flying school bus to get to Sky High. Oh wait, I guess that's Halloween Town. Never mind, carry on. The mom rides the Shadow the Hedgehog motorcycle. The villains are these hackers that use like a version of Jumpstart to secretly brainwash kids. Yeah, this one was a bit of a fever dream. I guess Sky High was Disney's new attempt at this sort of family superhero movie, but with a bigger budget. You had Kurt Russell, my man Bruce Campbell, Linda Carter, and perhaps the biggest thing it had going for it, this one was all about a superhero school. It was a pretty winning formula. You know, you had Harry Potter as a school for wizards. Why not a school for superheroes? I guess that's just X-Men, but here you get something ironically more down to earth and from a more relatable student perspective. It's a movie where a bunch of bloody soups are playing a little game of Zoe 101 up in the sky. That's my butcher. There's a wide array of different powers here, like some kids get harmless ones, others can actually just ruin your life. I think what makes Sky High hold up so well, even after just how played out the comic book hero formula has become, is it just earnestly plays into the bright, hokey, and colorful tone that was kind of like the default perception of superheroes on a base level. Even after a few successful and more realistic comic book movies, superheroes were still largely seen as kind of a little cheesy and corny intrinsically. This feels like one of the last breaths of that idea, as more and more adaptations try to shake off that sort of public perception, and Sky High is happy to be all those things. Packaging that in a family comedy about high school is kinda perfect. Even in their everyday clothes, the students have all these colorful and distinct outfits. All the superhero suits and designs are fun and lighthearted. You got endless Dutch angles, I guess, to give it a more dynamic comic panel kind of look. But it surprisingly never feels like superheroes are truly the butt of the joke. It's never like, oh, the superheroes are so stupid. You like this shit, nerd? Like, it's hard not to watch this now and not think of how popular things like My Hero or Invincible would become all these years later, but I like that Sky High is just like a singular, lighthearted 2005 comedy I can watch on a dirty VHS tape. A movie that finds a nice balance in not taking itself too seriously while also being proud of what it's playing off of. If you can't see the value in that, you might simply not have the required mental capacity and refined palate to enjoy true works of art like us big-brain Sky High enjoyers. I think another aspect to why Sky High kicked ass is it taps into the kind of pure wish fulfillment every kid is a sucker for on like a deep level. The ultimate power fantasy, which is a learning environment where kids experience an adult-sanctioned opportunity to fuck up their classmates. Think about it, Harry Potter, Naruto, and now Sky High. Kids understand adult authority is kind of inescapable, a natural and necessary part to a functioning society, but wouldn't it be cool if we could just like kill each other a little bit? And that's what this Save the Citizen game they play is pretty much all about. Like, they gotta save the citizen, but you know, it's the same way high school football teams gotta score a touchdown. It's really all excuse to let us see these kids turn each other's brains into Swiss cheese.
Just like your old man. Carp.
In Sky High, students are divided into two academic paths based on the effectiveness of their powers, hero or sidekick. which also forever solidifies how you're treated in the hero community. Like, sidekicks are openly mocked and treated as lesser. They're losers. They're not just second-class citizens. They're like theater kids. Ew.
Oh, hero, and a handsome one at that. Get out of here, knucklehead.
Bruce Campbell is in this as the Sky High gym teacher to give us a fistful of boomer, reminding us just how much a movie can be elevated by having him show up. The commander, played by Kurt Russell, kind of communicates this disgust at even the idea that his son Will could be designated by the school as a sidekick, let alone associating with such lesser beings.
Burn this planet down before I spend another minute living among these animals.
And Kurt Russell, he's perfect in this role. They do a good job at making him a flawed parent, while also still being likable and still being able to admit when he's wrong. Like, they could have easily stretched this whole lying about not being a psychic thing out for the whole movie, and thank God they don't. It all gets laid out right away, but when Kurt Russell does snap, it is unsettling. He sells it so well.
It broke my heart to put that tumor in her head.
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
Man, everyone's in this. You got Linda Carter, Ramona Flowers is in it, Greg from Succession is in this, and he glows. Like literally, that's his power. They even got the Dean from Community.
When the time is right, we'll have our revenge.
Well, you know, time would move a lot faster if we had an Xbox. Uncle.
It's not just superhero tropes here. This is also a high school movie for kids, so you do get a lot of those familiar beats like, ooh, there's a big house party while the parents are away. But they'll be back sooner than they thought.
Everyone out of this house!
There's the big dance coming up, and there's like a love triangle between Will, Ramona Flowers, and the girl from Stuck in the Suburbs. And even though it's cliched, I think not only does the superhero angle add enough to keep things light and fun, Sky High surprisingly recognizes when to ease up or just move on in a refreshing way. Like, Stuck in the Suburbs girl gets stood up on a date with Will, and it's like, yeah, we've seen this 1,000 times, but I like that it becomes an opportunity to flesh out and level with War and Peace, the school Bakugo loner bully with fire powers. And even that's later flipped to a moment where then he's leveling with Will, even though it's established that they hate each other. I don't know, it's like a small, little unexpected addition I really appreciated. The last act of this movie is just ridiculously fun. Mary Elizabeth Winstead turns out to be an old villain seeking revenge with a ray gun that turns those dirty soups into babies. And then she just turns into Kronk's new groove whenever she has her helmet on.
Surprised? So am I.
You're flying!
I like that all the Misfits sidekick powers come into play. Greg glows up the vents. There you go. Suburbs uses her poison ivy powers to do an Evil Dead on Duplicate. Goth Girl Guinea Pig gets to chew a wire to save Wayside School from falling down. I like that they used a real guinea pig and then like a little puppet. I'm glad they didn't just like G-force her up. Also, I was red hot in anticipation at the edge of my seat when Big Brain Pleakley gets hit by the baby ray gun. They hold off on showing him for so long, I almost passed out from relief. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah?
Regrettably, I have made boom boom.
Sky High does have some derpy cartoonish CGI, but look, it's so fitting for this vibe. And man, was it refreshing to see an actual superhero fight scene where characters are throwing each other on walls on a practical set instead of a 2007 Spike Game Awards CGI trailer. That was nice.
And I'm Ron Wilson, bus driver.
This is one of those childhood movies that actually has held up a little better than I remember. It lets itself be cheesy and schmaltzy without punching down or deriding what it's riffing off of. In a time where the X-Men couldn't even wear anything resembling their iconic suits, it's nice to see a superhero movie, even as a comedy, be so prideful and lighthearted and fun. But with that joy comes wanting to share it with others. Perhaps it's time I let this tape go. This time I set it free. Maybe somewhere user just myself is watching this, and I hope I made you proud. And remember, sometimes to do what's right, we have to be steady and give up the thing we want most, even our dreams. Batman Begin. Goodbye, Sky High on VHS. Excelsior!
Forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I could taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't want to miss you.
Oh, I did it! I fight!